This is the wonderful city of Changzhou, which is in Jiangsu province, about an hour or so by high-speed train from Shanghai, known for its history. Some of its ruins go back 2,500 years. It's also got UNESCO heritage sites, and it also blends state-of-the-art facilities, none more so than the Changzhou Olympic Sports Center, which is currently playing host to the HSBC BWF China Open 2025. This is a Super 1000 event. It means it's one of the very top events on the calendar, the last of the Super 1000s, in fact. And bringing in that trophy there, it is Ms. Liu Xiaole, who is a local organizing committee representative. And that is the World Tour Finals trophy, where 8 of the very best players in each category will contest it at the end of the year in Hangzhou, very close by. Let's have a look then at what's in store here in the second session of play today on court 2. 4 matches for you. We start with women's singles, and we've got the Asian Championship silver medalist this year, Han Yue of China. She plays the Olympic bronze medalist, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, who's just returned after a big health scare, and we wish her all the best for that one. In the second match, it is men's doubles, and the newly crowned world #1 pairing of Kim Won-ho and the redoubtable Seo Seung-jae take on the scratch pairing of Fajar Alfian and Mohammad Shohibul Fikri. We'll tell you why they've been put together in the last couple of events. Then it is the men's singles, and a repeat of the European Championships finals last year. Frenchman Thomas Junior Popov, who's been going great guns recently, playing the second seed from Denmark. Anders Antonsen, who won that European Championship final, by the way, last year. And we'll end things with men's doubles. It's an all-Malaysian affair with the 6 seeds Man Wei Chong and T Kai Woon, who won the Malaysian-Indonesia Masters this year. They are challenging the supremacy of Aaron Shah and So Woo-yik, Malaysia's #1 pair. They're the second seeds here, and they recently won the Singapore Open. So, to that first match, women's singles, Han Yue versus Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. The winner, the reward for that, well, it's not going to be easy, because they'll play either An Se-young, the best player in the world, or Chen Yufei, who's not far behind her. That is going to be an intriguing match in itself, that quarterfinal. There are our players coming on. These two know each other very well. Han Yue has beaten Tunjung 5 of the 9 times they've met, including this year's All England in straights. And that was soon after that was when, unfortunately, Tunjung experienced a severe bout of vertigo. I'll tell you more about that in a short while. And yeah, she's only just starting to come back into things in the last tournament. Unfortunate for her. So we'll get to know these players a little bit better. tell you a bit more information about them. So Han Yue is 25 years of age, 168 centimeters tall. She's from the south of China, Fujian province, playing at her highest ranking of 3rd in the world. She is the Asian Championship silver medalist, as I mentioned earlier. She won the bronze in 2024. World Junior Championship silver medalist back in 2017. And she's got 5 titles to her name on the HSBC BWF World Tour. She's had to go the distance in both her matches. Natsuki Nidairo, I recall, really pushing her in that one. Of course, it was very endy on court 1. Slightly different here on court 2, perhaps. Han Qianxi, also her compatriot, pushing her. 5 titles to her name, as I mentioned. Her most recent one, the Arctic Open, towards the end of last year. Has yet to win in China. Gregoria Mariska Tunjung is 25. She is 166 centimeters tall, playing at 8th in the world. She has been as high as 5th. That was at the start of this year. She's an Olympic bronze medalist, slightly by default there, with Carolina Marin having to withdraw through injury. Asian Games, she got bronze with women's team. She's also a SEA Games, Southeast Asian Games bronze medalist in 2017. Is a former world junior champion the same year that Han Yue was a bronze medalist. And Lin Xiangti, she beat in the last round, Karu Sugiyama in the first. She wasn't particularly moving all that well, and I just be wondering about her fitness at the time. You can see her left knee, a right knee is strapped up quite considerably there. She's got 2 titles to her name. Kumamoto Masters, where she beat Chen Yufei stunningly in the final. Lives long in the memory. Emily Ruchman is the French umpire, and she'll be ably assisted by Satyawan Mahadou, who's the service judge from Mauritius. Just looking at the head-to-head. Han Yue winning that All England comfortably in under 40 minutes. More than that in just a little bit. Tell you about Tunjung's record here in the China Open. Never got beyond the quarterfinals. She achieved that in 2018. Since then, it's all been first round exit, so she's matched that at least. She'll be happy with that. As for her opponent, Han Yue, quarterfinals in 2023, so she's matched that as well with early exits in the other years. Last year out in the opening round. So for both of them, this is going to be uncharted territory, getting into a semi-final at the China Open, a Super 1000, as we mentioned earlier, which is a big deal.
Indonesia. And on my left, Han Yue, China. Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, bubble, play.
So of course this crowd is going to get right behind Han Yue.
Service over, 1-0.
And you'd have to say Han Yue comes into this as the favourite. Looks to be out. Well, it's a great start here, you've got to say, Han Yue.
4-1.
From all accounts, it hasn't been quite as endy on this court 2 as it has been on court 1. And while that's gone long, certainly on court 1, the near end where Han Yue is on is where the drift is behind her, meaning the wind or the breeze that will carry the shuttle makes it that much trickier. That's got to be good.
Service over.
That's better from Tunjung. Well, right now, Han Yue is looking to try and dominate her opponent. We did speculate yesterday there might have been a little bit of sideways drift going from left to right. That certainly looked to seem to just change the shuttle movement. Credit to Tunjung there because she seemed to struggle at the start. And I think she's been quite impressive since. Han Yue's still in front here, but deft touch on her. Han Yue's going to be right on her toes, looking out for the kind of different array of shots that Tunjung can play, but hasn't particularly shown too much of it so far. That's a mistake on Han Yue's part.
7-9.
We haven't really had too many rallies. That's a wonderful shot. Talked about deft touch. She certainly has it there. Great shot. Well, I think so far the worst ending for both these players is themselves. Some of these unforced errors. Well, at the interval, it is a decent start from Han Yue. She leads by just 2 against Tunjung.
好吧，啊，加油啊！
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Going back to that All-England match, she was imperious, Han Yue. Looking to try and recapture that here today. We look at Tunjung's season so far. It's better from the Indonesian. She's had one semi-final this year. That's at the start of the year, the India Open. Quarterfinal at the All-England where she was beaten by Han Yue. In her home tournament, Indonesia Masters. Outside of that, early exits, first round at last week's Japan Open. That's probably expected after the interval that she's had, the break. And Malaysia Open, and second round of the Asia Championships. Oh, couldn't quite get it to stay in. Hasn't been able to extend her lead. Only a point in it now. Han Yue has got to 2 finals this year. Malaysia Masters and the Asian Championships. 3 semi-finals. All England, Indonesia and Singapore Opens. 3 quarterfinals. Last week's Japan Open where she was surprisingly beaten by Riko Gunji. Looks to be out. Quarterfinals at Japan, Malaysia, India Opens and 1 early exit this year. That's at the All-England Masters, so she's had a pretty decent year. She hasn't won a title yet. It's a great shot. Is that in? No, it's just out. She's beginning to edge away again. Han Yue. Now Tunjung, soon after the All England, started developing vertigo, which is an imbalance in the ear canal, effectively, not fear of heights, that some might think it is. And it was causing her dizziness and vomiting and nausea and all that kind of stuff, and she really struggled. Had to go to hospital in an ambulance a couple of times, rushed over. I could only lie down, so it really caused her all kinds of problems. It's a really uncomfortable thing to have. Only in June did she start to come back, last month. Early June when she got back into training. Obviously couldn't make that back in time for the Indonesia Open, which was back then in early June. And so she's been on recovery mode, and last week's Japan Open, very first tournament that she could play in. And look at this, it's already struggle town for Tunjung. She was trailing by 6. If it's a cheap point to give away.
17.
This is a bit of a comeback here from Tunjung. And it ends after 3 points in a row. Very, very quick. This is 10 minutes on the clock. And we've already had 32 points. Now 11 minutes, 32 points played. Barely any rallies. I've got to say, she's just not anywhere near her fluid best, Tunjung, at the moment. Difficult for her, you can see. But every so often, Han Yue just checks herself with these unnecessary mistakes. She's won the last 2 meetings, Han Yue.
16-19.
Tunjung won their very first 2 when they were juniors back in 2017. So effectively from, let's just call it from 2022 onwards, when they were senior players, they've met 6 times. It's been 4 wins, 5 wins, sorry. Sorry, 4 wins for Han Yue, 2 for Tunjung. The last Tunjung win was at the World Champs, actually, in the 3rd round. She won it in 3. She's got game points in hand, but there's only 3 left now. Tunjung is bearing down on Han Yue a little bit here. Suddenly starting to come alive here. Well, well, is there a little twist here? Well, she saved another one. 2 game points saved. Wow, now this is starting to get very, very interesting. And the crowd knows that they have to sort of play their part here in getting right behind Han Yue. She should finish off. She eventually gets there. And that was probably a lot closer than she'd have wanted, Han Yue. But she wins the first game, 21-19.
Terus bola atasnya ngarang-ngarang ini langsung full, enak baru full, ya, oke ya, nah, tahan, capek ya.
To 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So a very good start here then.
Second game.
For Han Yue against Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. I have to say, a little bit out of sorts at times, but to her credit, still pushed Han Yue.
Service over. 1 love.
Oh, she's good shot, I'm afraid. This, I think, was her biggest problem. Tunjung. Well, we saw a lot of mistakes as well from Han Yue, a lot of unforced errors, but it's certainly happening from Tunjung's perspective as well.
Service level 2-0.
Shout there from Han Yue, who knows that after last week's quarterfinal disappointment against Riko Gunji, she certainly wants to make sure she doesn't make the same mistakes again. No, this is a much tougher opponent, albeit one that is just starting to ease back into international badminton. Early stages of the previous game, she was sort of level pegging with Tunjung for just a little while at the start, and then slowly but surely surged away. Tunjung then pegged her back towards the end. There was a 6-point lead, 11-17, which means that she won 8 of the last 11 points of the previous game, so some momentum perhaps with Tunjung.
Sets over 4-5.
Well, the credit to Tunjung is, despite not playing at her best, she's still able to keep things tight here with Han Yue. And
6-5.
has the lead for the first time in this match. Really, apart from the very beginning of the second game. It doesn't last long. That's the problem. The consistency isn't in there. It brings to an end a 3-point run for her.
Sets over 7-6.
Han Yue is also making these sort of mistakes as well. This might be one of the longest rallies we've had. I spoke too soon. Chinese crowd dearly love to see as many of their players in the semi-finals and beyond. It's going to be a packed house and it's certainly a much bigger crowd already on this Friday evening. Have been getting good crowds in anyway, even weekday mornings. Fantastic to see. That's better. On the backhand there. Lovely soft touch from Tunjung. Increasing a lead for the first time here. Tunjung. So Hanya, after winning the first game, goes on to win 70%.
10-7.
Of her matches, whether it's in 2 or 3 games. Overall has a very good record, as I said, almost 70% of the time she wins matches after winning the first game. Disappointing. And yeah, with a 75% win rate of winning her matches in 2 games. Now, I don't know if Tunjung's okay. She just moved off to the side. She seems all right. So to repeat, it's almost 70% win rate once she's won the first game. And 75% games. So these are good stats for her at the moment. And she needs 11-10 at the interval against Tunjung here after winning that first game. It's a slender lead though, of just a 1 point.
Quarter 2, 20 seconds. Quarter 2, 20 seconds. Play.
Well, if there is any sort of indication in terms of the preferred end, I think generally being against that far end. I think it's quite as prevalent on this court as it would be on the on court 1, from all the indications we're getting. But if that's the case, then Hanyu is certainly in a good position here, though that is in. Put some good step coming up for these. Tunjung's just got to be careful, because at this stage where this is where Tunjung really, sorry, Han Yue built up that 17-11 lead.
Service over. 13-16.
Again, very, very similar sort of position. She's not far away from wrapping this up, perhaps. If she can just be clinical, she is here. Could have veered out, and then they can go a bit long here. Again. Just stretched her there, Tunjung. Good work.
14-18.
Oh, that just touches the net cord. That's a delightful shot. Tunjung, she meant that. Just bouncing off the net cord here. Having a good view of it from this angle. Boom, no chance. Just like she did in the previous game, Tunjung just starting to make things a little uncomfortable. Important point, this. Yeah, really important. We have got a challenge here. No surprises that Tunjung is having to throw all her cards in now, basically, to stay in this match. But it probably will be one in vain. You can hear the murmurings, the groans from the crowd.
18, 19, play.
Wow, this is similar, isn't it? That's out there, and that will set up match point for Han Yue.
20, match point, 18.
Wins, and while the score on the show is quite close, I don't think she was ever really in any kind of trouble. It was pretty comfortable overall. Again, the comeback continues in a way, the recovery, the return of Tunjung, and she's going to need some time. I think she'll look at this and think, well, I did keep the scoreline very, very tight, though. Again, as I said, very rarely did she trouble Tunjung. And it's a deserved win, you'd have to say. Only very briefly did she have the lead. Just a handful of points, Tunjung. At 10-7, she was in front. And then there was a nice 4-point run there from Han Yue. I think he's been very clinical today. And I'm afraid it's not looking good. You just see Tunjung there struggling. She just pointed at her ear. This could be a little recurrence of the vertigo that she suffered before, and this is concerning for Tunjung. Han Yue, the 4th seed here from China, has beaten the 8th seed from Indonesia, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, 21-19, 21-18. She's done it in just 33 minutes. She's not moving at the moment, seeking some attention here. And I just wonder if that's a continuation of the vertigo. Well, we hope she's going to be okay and wish her the very best. They're going to try and get her off the court so that we can move on to our next matches. Next up, it's men's doubles. The world #1 pairing of Kim Won-ho, Seo Seung-jae of Korea take on Fajar Alfian and Muhammad Shoaibul Fikri of Indonesia. These are some of the amazing sights that you will see in Changzhou, the city that is hosting the HSBC BWF China Open 2027. Here's into our second match after a very quick first one. Men's doubles. Kim Won-ho and Seo Seung-jae of Korea, the 3rd seeds, will play Fajar Alfian and Muhammad Shoaibul